Ladies and gentlemen, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Yesterday, we of course saw the 1.20 update go live for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, alongside the data pack for Xbox and PS4 as well. And while the update itself was pretty big all around, a lot of people were wondering why we had roughly a 30 gig update for a new weapon, some new in-game features, and some back-end changes and other adjustments. But it seems yesterday's update also included a few behind-the-scenes updates and changes. It actually ended up containing some files for some pretty interesting upcoming skins, and it is also preparing for next week's update too. So today we're breaking down all the new content and changes that were just revealed, alongside what we know is left for Season 3 as of right now. So if you enjoyed the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, I am always covering the latest news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything else regarding Call of Duty, so feel free to subscribe to stay on top of all of that stuff. Now, first and foremost, right now, only for a limited time, you actually have the chance to earn some free in-game items. Nothing too crazy, but hey, free stuff is free stuff, am I right? And basically, the way to do this is to simply watch some Twitch streams for a certain amount of time. So yes, the official Season 3 Twitch drop is now live. I'm going to be streaming as much as I can over the next few days with the drops enabled. So if you do want to come and tune in, you can end up earning free items in-game just by watching me play some Call of Duty. Now, the drops are only live from today, April 29th, until next Wednesday, May 6th. So yeah, they're only live for a week. That said, if you do end up watching 1 hour of drops enabled streams, you'll end up getting the Swing into Action calling card. For watching 2 hours, you get the Skull Trooper emblem, and for watching for 3 hours, you get the Crimson Standard Watch. And in order to actually receive those items, you do need to link your Call of Duty account with your Twitch account. That way it knows how long you've been watching any given stream, and also what account to actually add the rewards on to. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff there, and if you do want to check out my Twitch, that link will be in the description below. Anyways, getting into what content was officially previewed for the coming weeks, this stuff is coming directly from Infinity Ward and/or Activision, whereas some of the later content that we're going to talk about comes from the game files that were actually data mined and then leaked. So curiously enough, Infinity Ward actually gave us a reloaded roadmap is what they're calling it, which is essentially a mini roadmap that's been updated to preview the content for this week and next week as well. So on here we see all the updates that came to the game via yesterday's 1.20 patch, that being the new Obsidian camo, the new weapon, the playlist, all that good stuff. Then we also see the preview of the Triple Threat event that's starting this weekend. That'll give everyone double weapon XP, and double battle pass tier progression. Then we also see some of the multiplayer playlists for next week too. And for that, they preview gunfight knives only, aka it is going to be up close and personal gunfight matches like we've never had before. Then we see Demolition is finally making its debut for this year. We were actually supposed to originally have Demolition go live back during Season 2, but yeah, that never happened for some reason. So now it's coming to the game either next Tuesday or Wednesday as a new featured mode for multiplayer. Then on top of that, we also have Gun Game Reloaded as well, and that is a mode that we really don't know anything about. It may just be gun game with some new weapons. It may be a different kind of gun game variant. We are just going to have to wait and see for that one. Now, staying on the topic of the roadmaps, I did also want to briefly preview some of the other content that won't necessarily be coming to the game next week, but at some point during the remainder of the season. As of right now, Season 3 is set to last until June 2nd. That is effectively when the Battle Pass countdown timer runs out. So that's when we will most likely see Season 4 go live. So for all of this content, we can expect to see it release at some point over the course of the next month, but there are no specific dates listed here. Anyways, first and foremost for the content here, we do have a third operator for the season coming to the store at some point, known as Iskra. We also have the 6v6 multiplayer map of Hard Hat, which yes, that is a remake of MW3's Hard Hat map. We also have the Isle 9 gunfight map, which appears to just be a sectioned off portion of the map Atlas Superstore cut down specifically for gunfights. And if I had to guess, keep in mind this is just an educated guess based off of what we've seen happen over the course of the past few seasons, I would assume the bigger content like the new maps will be coming to the game in 2 to 3 weeks time, probably around the middle of May, since we usually see title updates go live every 2 or 3 weeks. Again though, that is just me guessing. For all we know, this could drop next week, although I would say that's probably more unlikely. Then, a few more changes that we now know are confirmed, but again don't have exact release dates for, are some nerfs for both the akimbo snake shots and the RPGs over in Warzone. So, over on Twitter, Joe Seacott quoted the initial 1.20 update tweet by saying, "Excited to get this update out. We are working on an adjustment for the akimbo snake shots in a smaller update, just needs some more testing for that. RPGs are also getting a tuning pass in the next big update to come later on." So here, we can infer that the akimbo snake shots are going to be nerfed in a smaller hotfix or game settings change in the coming weeks, whereas the RPGs are likely going to be nerfed or adjusted in some way, shape, or form in the 1.21 title update. Now, admittedly, both of these things are dominating the Warzone meta right now. I intentionally used this gameplay in the background where I dropped a pretty high amount of kills while using the akimbo snake shots, just to sort of highlight how powerful they really are. Trust me, I do not like using these things. I know a lot of people would rather not use them, but honestly, the only way to survive running into akimbo snake shots is to also be using akimbo snake shots. It's sort of like that Spider-Man meme, I guess. It's pretty ridiculous, and honestly, I'm glad to see some changes being made there in the near future. Then, we do also know that coming relatively soon, we are going to see yet another pretty significant grind factor added into the game in the form of weapon mastery calling cards. Now, if you played MW2 back in the day, which if you didn't, man, you missed out, these kind of challenges were pretty common. You could essentially master a weapon, and in return for doing so, you would unlock a Gold Skulls calling card that honestly are still some of my favorite calling cards in all of Call of Duty history. And Joel Emsley recently said over on Twitter that the weapon mastery calling cards are in process and not far behind the obsidian camo and frankensmithing feature, which obviously we just got yesterday. Now, bear in mind, we don't know what these calling cards are going to look like. Personally, I'm hoping they're pretty similar to the MW2 ones, but regardless, we will be able to earn weapon mastery calling cards sometime during this season, presumably. And again, if I had to guess, I assume this will be a feature that drops in the next title update. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the 1.20 update also had some backend files in it that actually ended up leaking via various data miners. And although this leak is not nearly as big as some of the previous ones we've had, where literally whole seasons would leak prior to their launch, this one I would say is incredibly interesting because it raises some questions all around. So via the 1.20 update, we actually saw some brand new vehicle skins added into the game files. Of course, skins were added in with Season 3 for the truck and the helo and whatnot, and now we see a series of gold skins for the TAC Rover, the cargo truck, the SUV, the ATV, and also the helo, but we also see some gold skins for all forms of the tanks as well, and that is where things get extra interesting. Of course, tanks are available in Ground War. Unfortunately, honestly, I still don't like that. Probably never will, so I assume that those tank skins will be available there at some point in time. What worries me though is that these could maybe, just maybe, find their way into Warzone, and I think that would be a major problem. Tanks in Warzone, at least in the core modes, don't really sound like a whole lot of fun, right? In an LTM, sure, go nuts. But I really hope we don't see tanks added into the regular modes, just my 2 cents on the matter. And I guess regardless, tank skins are coming to the game. And it seems like we are going to have more and more vehicle skin microtransactions added in as well as time goes on. I mean, there is also an anime truck skin that is currently locked. And yeah, I think that one speaks for itself. Also, I'm sure everyone is still wondering where exactly Duos is. And much like these vehicle skins, Duos was leaked via the game files, albeit at the start of the season, so technically the mode is in the game, but as of now nothing has been said about its official release. Anyways, with all of that being said, that is effectively everything that we can expect to see come to the game during the remainder of Season 3. That is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and pretty much everything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found down in the description below. And once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.